The power of small daily habits. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered how big changes happen in life? Many people believe that success comes from big actions. They think they need a huge plan, a dramatic decision, or a powerful moment that changes everything. But the truth is often much quieter. Real change usually begins with something very small. A simple action. A tiny habit. A choice repeated every day. Small daily habits may look insignificant at first. They are like tiny drops of water. One drop does not seem powerful, but thousands of drops can slowly fill a river. In the same way, small habits slowly shape our lives. Today, let us explore the quiet but powerful force behind personal growth. The power of small daily habits. What is a habit? A habit is something we do regularly without thinking too much. For example, brushing your teeth in the morning is a habit. Drinking tea after waking up can be a habit. Checking your phone before sleeping is also a habit. Habits are like invisible routines in our daily life. We repeat them again and again until they become natural. Our brains love habits because they make life easier. When something becomes a habit, we no longer need to use much energy to do it. It becomes automatic. But here is something important to remember. Habits can build our life or slowly damage it. Good habits move us forward. Bad habits quietly pull us backward. This is why understanding habits is so important. Small habits create big results. Many people underestimate the power of small actions. They believe that small efforts are not enough. But history and science show something different. Tiny actions repeated every day can create extraordinary results over time. Imagine reading just 10 pages of a book every day. 10 pages may not sound impressive, but in 1 month, you would read about 300 pages. In 1 year, you would read more than 3,600 pages. That is around 12 to 15 books in a year, all from one simple habit. The same idea applies to exercise. If someone walks for 20 minutes every day, their body slowly becomes stronger. Their energy improves. Their health becomes better. These changes may not be visible immediately, but after months or years, the difference becomes remarkable. Small habits are like seeds planted in the soil. At first, nothing seems to happen, but slowly roots grow beneath the surface. And one day a tree appears. The magic of consistency. Consistency is the secret ingredient behind successful habits. Doing something once is easy. Doing something every day is where the real transformation happens. Think about learning a language. If you study English for 3 hours in one day, you may learn a few new words. But if you study 20 minutes every day, your brain slowly absorbs the language. Over time, those small daily lessons become powerful knowledge. Consistency turns small actions into lasting skills. Many successful people understand this secret. They do not rely only on motivation. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. Instead, they rely on routine. When something becomes part of your daily routine, it continues even when motivation disappears. Habits shape our identity. One of the most interesting things about habits is how they change the way we see ourselves. When we repeat an action every day, it slowly becomes part of our identity. For example, someone who writes every day begins to see themselves as a writer. Someone who practices music every day begins to see themselves as a musician. Someone who exercises daily begins to see themselves as a healthy person. Habits are not only actions, they are messages we send to ourselves. Each time we repeat a positive habit, we tell our brain, "This is who I am." Over time, these messages shape our identity. And once our identity changes, our behavior becomes stronger and more stable. The danger of negative habits. Just as positive habits build our lives, negative habits slowly damage them. The danger of bad habits is that they often feel harmless at first. Watching a little too much television, eating unhealthy snacks every day, sleeping too late every night. Each action may seem small, but when repeated for months or years, these habits begin to affect our health, productivity, and happiness. Negative habits grow quietly. They rarely create problems immediately, but over time, their effects become clear. This is why it is important to notice our daily patterns. Sometimes the smallest choices shape our future the most. Starting small. One common mistake people make when trying to build habits is starting too big. They feel motivated and decide to change everything at once. They promise themselves, "I will exercise every day for 1 hour. I will read 2 books every week. I will wake up at 5 in the morning." At first, this energy feels exciting. But after a few days, it becomes difficult. The habit feels too heavy. And slowly, the motivation disappears. A better approach is to start extremely small. Instead of exercising for 1 hour, start with 5 minutes. Instead of reading 50 pages, start with 5 pages. Instead of writing for an hour, write for 10 minutes. Small habits are easy to repeat, and repetition is the key to making habits permanent. Once the habit becomes natural, you can slowly increase it. Like a snowball rolling down a hill, small habits grow bigger over time. The habit loop. Scientists often describe habits using something called the habit loop. The habit loop has 3 parts. First, there is a cue. A cue is a signal that tells your brain it is time to perform a habit. For example, waking up in the morning can be the cue for brushing your teeth. Second, there is the routine. The routine is the action itself. For example, brushing your teeth or going for a walk. Third, there is the reward. The reward is the positive feeling you get after completing the habit. It might be a sense of freshness, satisfaction, or accomplishment. Our brains remember rewards. And when the brain enjoys the reward, it wants to repeat the habit again. Understanding this loop helps us build better habits. Environment matters. Our environment also plays an important role in shaping habits. The spaces around us influence our behavior more than we realize. For example, if healthy food is visible in the kitchen, we are more likely to eat it. If books are placed near our bed, we are more likely to read before sleeping. If our phone is next to us all the time, we are more likely to check it frequently. Small changes in our environment can make good habits easier and bad habits harder. This is why many people redesign their surroundings to support positive routines. Environment quietly guides behavior. The power of patience. Habits require patience. In a world that moves quickly, patience can feel difficult. Many people expect instant results. They exercise for a week and expect dramatic changes. They study for a few days and expect perfect knowledge. But habits work slowly. They are like slow rivers carving through rock. The change is gradual, but over time, the effect becomes powerful. Patience allows habits to grow. Without patience, people give up too early. Habits and happiness. Interestingly, small daily habits can also improve happiness. Simple habits like gratitude, meditation, or daily walks can change our mood and mindset. For example, writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day can slowly train your brain to notice positive moments. Taking a short walk in nature can calm the mind. Spending a few minutes each day reflecting on life can create clarity and peace. Happiness is not always the result of big achievements. Sometimes it grows quietly through small daily rituals. The long-term impact. When we look at successful people, we often see the final result. We see the athlete winning a championship. We see the writer publishing a book. We see the musician performing on stage. But behind every achievement are thousands of small habits repeated over many years. Success is rarely a sudden event. It is usually the result of consistent daily effort. Every practice session, every page written, every early morning, every small step matters. Conclusion. The power of small daily habits is one of the most important lessons in life. Big changes do not always begin with big actions. Often, they begin with tiny steps repeated every day. Reading a few pages, walking a short distance, learning a few new words, writing a few lines. These actions may seem small, but over time, they shape our health, knowledge, character, and future. Like drops of water filling a river, small habits slowly build powerful results. So, if you want to change your life, start small. Choose one positive habit. Repeat it every day. Be patient. And trust the process. Because sometimes the smallest actions create the biggest transformations. Before we finish today, take a quiet moment and think about your own daily habits. The small things you do every morning, the routines that shape your day, the tiny choices that seem almost invisible. Because one day, when you look back at your life, you may realize something surprising. Life was never changed by one big moment. It was changed by hundreds of small ones. Small decisions, small efforts, small habits repeated again and again. So tonight or tomorrow morning, try starting with just one good habit, something small, and keep going. Because the life you want might already be growing quietly inside those tiny daily choices. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more calm conversations about life, culture, and ideas that help us grow, consider subscribing to the channel. And until the next story, take care of your mind, your habits, and your time. I'll see you in the next episode.